welcome to another episode of Thorn's Jungle. Hope everyone's had a good week. If you hear some weird noises going on, it's because the wind is like crazy strong at the moment. Like doors are blowing around and things like that. But anyway, today's episode is going to be a little bit different. I don't actually have any topics, and that was on purpose, by the way. It's not for a lack of not having any topics. It's just I thought I'd try something different for this episode. Pretty much, I'm going to talk about what's been going on in my life the past couple of weeks, interesting things that I've seen, on the news, and, see where it goes. I mean, regardless, we're going to end up talking about interesting things anyway, but it's pretty much a chat between me and you. Just like we're mates. And, we may already be mates. I don't know if my mates actually listen to this podcast. They probably don't. But this is why I'm making friends with you guys. So, what's been happening? Well, I went to Bali. It was pretty much just a holiday. It was really good. But I did get a chance to go out and get my monkey fix because I love my primates. And I love monkeys. And there's only two species of primates on Bali. It's the long-tailed macaque and the East Javan langur, or the East Javan lutung. But they're sort of found northwest in Bali. Why is my voice breaking? Going through puberty again? I hope not. These balls can't drop anymore! Alright, so the most common monkey in Bali is the long-tailed macaque. And it's probably one of the most despised monkeys just because they cause a lot of mischief. But I personally love them. They're like one of my favorite monkeys. So I had the opportunity to go to Bali Monkey Rescue, which was really cool. I've been talking to these people for quite some time now. And promoting them on my Instagram, trying to get people over there to donate money to them and things like that. So it was great to actually get a chance to go out there and see what they do, and it was really, really cool. They've got a lot of monkeys there, rescued ones, mainly monkeys that were pets and just kept in horrible conditions. They've got one there that's like paralyzed from the waist down, but she's getting like acupuncture. And maybe, hopefully, she'll be able to walk again. But yeah, it was really cool. And then obviously I went to the Bali Monkey Forest. I can't go to Bali without going to the Monkey Forest. It's always a laugh. But man, we were lucky because a week or so after I got back from Bali, a gigantic tree fell down in the Ubud Monkey Forest and killed like 2 people and injured a few more people. And there's video footage of it, and it is crazy. And what's even crazier was I pointed out some trees at the monkey forest, and I said they're what we call widowmakers because they are about to fall down. And look what happened. A tree bloody fell down and killed people. The footage is nuts. It's like a tree avalanche. It's really crazy, crazy footage. And like when I got back from Bali, this happens every time I go away. So basically, one of my businesses that I have going is, in case you don't know, when they bulldoze bushland to build houses and things like that, they hire me to go out there and trap any animals that are in that bush and take them away and relocate them in a safer area before they bulldoze. But every time I go away, I either have to, this work comes up either right before I leave or right when I get back. Then I'll go for months without not being away and none of this work. But this work never comes up when I've got nothing going on. It only happens right when I go away or come back. So of course I get back from Bali and basically the next day I have to go straight out into the bush. And it was probably the worst gig I've had with doing this. It was was just so bad. The first day I'm there, like, I mean, the area was pretty crappy, to be honest. It was like just a giant sand dune that was like surrounded by houses, um, and then just like construction site all around it. So it was a tiny area, but because they're doing like earthworks all around it, the dust and sand was just blowing right on me, and I just couldn't escape it. It just like messed up my sinuses and everything. Like it was horrible. Uh, and then like so my week was going shit. I was having a shit week. It was just a bad, like everything was pissing me off out there. Um, and then one morning I'm like reversing my car out of the driveway to drive up there, and I feel like something under my tire, and I'm like, oh, I better not have a flat tire. But as I get out to the road, I look, and there's a fucking dead cat on the driveway, and I'd backed over it, but it was already dead. All right. So like, but I didn't know that at the time. So I see this beautiful cat dead on my driveway, and I'm like very upset by it, like because I have seen this cat before sitting on the wall next door, and it's a gorgeous looking ginger cat, beautiful looking cat, and I was like, no, 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 get out of the car, run over there. And it was like, um so it the blood that was coming out of it, or had come out of it, was like dry, like hard. So it had at least been there all night, and the poor bloody thing had probably been hit by a car, come tried to make its way back home because the people were my next door neighbors, and died under my car. And oh, that was horrible because I had to like get the collar, and because I didn't, at this time I didn't know it was the next door neighbor's cat. I'd seen it around, but I didn't know it was their cat. And I ring up the number on the collar, and it's like 6:30 in the morning, mind you. The guy answers, and I'm like, look, sorry, but I think your cat's died under my car. Man, he was devastated. He come straight over, then his wife came out, and this is their family pet, you know. And I'd covered it up with like a plastic bag, and luckily when I reversed over the dead body, I didn't like do a lot of damage. Like you just couldn't notice it. Like would have been a lot worse if, you know, if bloody backed over the head or something like that. But yeah, that kind of ruined my day. Just to top off a shitty work week on that sand dune, that bloody happened. So yeah, that was very horrible, very horrible. But you know what? Like I always say this: keep your cats inside, man. If that is your like, I would never let my dogs just wander the street. So why would you let your cat wander the street? I know it's like, oh, cats like being out and about, but you know, tough. They kill like an unbelievable amount of native wildlife, like a billion a year. Not by the one cat, mind you. That would be a pretty pretty decent feat. But they destroy native wildlife, and they get hit by cars all the time. So I would never let my cat out. And we've got a cat. I keep forgetting that. But she's like 17, and she comes out the front, like, but we've got a gate, so she can't wander the street. But she'll come out, go for a wander around our yard, and then back inside. But yeah, that was a bad experience. Um, Man, how about these fucking drones flying around New Jersey and other cities? I've been like hell getting into it, eh? Like it's kind of fascinating me. Looking at all the videos and the footage of them, like there's very, very bizarre, very bizarre. These drones are like, you know, for the past month have been flying around New Jersey in, you know, stupidly high numbers, and nobody knows whose they are, what they are, where they've come from, or what they're doing. And they're popping up in other cities in the US. They're apparently rocking up in other countries as well. And the government's acting super hush hush about it. Like, so, oh, we don't know what they are. We don't. I was like, this has been happening for a fucking month. You've got drones flying around that are the size of SUVs, doing all sorts of weird stuff, changing shape, following orbs, like just weird stuff, man. Super weird stuff. One of the theories that's floating around is they're looking for dirty bombs. So like apparently there's a rumor going around that nukes somehow went missing and made their way into New Jersey, and they're trying to detect nukes, but the Pentagon's come out. It's not like the Pentagon, the government, to lie to people, but they've come out saying we don't know what they are. But it's just blowing my mind that the government isn't concerned with them, which leads me to believe they know what they are. But anyway, it's a very bizarre phenomenon, very, very bizarre. But I've been sort of, keeping tabs on it. And I'm super interested to see how it turns out. What else has been happening? Well, we've been organising another one of our group trips. So in next month, we go to Uganda, Rob and we do 2 back-to-back trips. So we'll be in Uganda the best part of a month. With bloody gorillas, chimps, and a huge array of other monkey species. Not other monkey species, because monkeys aren't apes. Well, monkeys are apes, but apes are monkeys, but monkeys aren't apes. I did a whole podcast discussing this, but it's the taxonomy of them. It's gets pretty complicated. I won't go into it. But also we're going to see bloody all of Africa's, other iconic big game like rhino, elephant, giraffes and all that as well, which, I've seen plenty of, but will never get bored of it. So this is going to be a really good trip, and it's my first time to Uganda, so I'm super excited. The most I've ever been excited for a trip. But we've got that, and then later on in the year we've like planned this conservation trip, which is going to be sick. So we normally do a South Africa trip, the one that we've done like 5 or 6 times before. But this time it's going to be different. We're going to do like a conservation-based trip where we get like hands-on with animals. We are tranquilizing lions and putting tracking collars on them. Of course, there's a delivery. Of course. Cue the dogs. Okay, Peach, all right. That'll do. Stand down. Where was I? Yeah, we dehorn rhinos. And it was funny because when I was advertising for the trip the other week, there was people like doing the angry face emoji on it. And I'm like, you do understand why people dehorn rhinos, right? It is literally the only thing that's saving rhinos from extinction. Basically, you tranquilize the rhino, you cut their horn off, and you let them go. And they wake up and walk off. If a poacher wanted that rhino horn, they would shoot the rhino and chainsaw half its face off. Because that horn goes several inches into the skin, and that several inches of horn is worth tens of thousands of dollars. So they're not just going to tranquilize it and cut the horn off and let it be. No, they cut the face off and dig that horn out. So when you cut the horn off a rhino, you are literally saving its life. Like, it is the only thing saving these rhinos. So that's why people do it, and that's what we're going to do. And then we're going to swim with sharks. We're going to do a couple other stuff that we've done before, like do the rhino walks, a few game drives. But we're doing game drives at a different park now, which would be cool, something different. And then we're doing like Croc World, so we go and help move crocodiles and things like that. So it's going to be really cool. It's going to be awesome for Rob and I as well, because it'll be like something different. So we're planning that, and then we fly straight from South Africa to India and do the India trip, the tiger safari, leopards and things like that. So later on in the year, it's going to be a busy year, but it's going to be bloody cool. Actually, in fact, this year is going to be sick for us, with trip-wise. A lot of different and new things which is really, really cool. Um, we've well, I've also actually my brother come up with this idea for the podcast. So there's going to be either a new addition to the podcast or it will become the podcast. But to be honest, I think it'll be something where it'll be like once every couple of weeks. So once every second podcast episode will be this. But pretty much, uh, my brother will be on the podcast. My brother Scott, in case you don't know, he's a musician, but he's a philosopher. He's just an all-round crazy smart dude, which is perfect for this podcast because I need people to ask me smart questions. Probably the only thing I'm more intelligent with Scott is animals. So basically what we're going to do is he's going to come on and he's going to ask me like questions about animals and try and stump me. All right? So basically ask me a question about animals or biology or something like that. And I don't know these questions and I'll see if I can answer them. If I can't answer them, I'll try figure the answer out because obviously I don't know everything. But I've got a decent knowledge of animals. And then we're going to discuss. So it'd be pretty cool. And if I can't answer the question, then I'll have to do a challenge, like, I don't know, take a shot of hot sauce or something like that. But like, me and my brother just sit around chatting and we have awesome conservations. See, fucking conservation on my mind. Conversations about animals. And like, we figure stuff out. Like the other day, he goes to me, you know how we drink cow's milk? We eat cows. We eat goat. We drink goat's milk. Why don't we drink pig's milk? And I was like, yeah, what the fuck? Like, I've never thought about that. Why don't, like, we drink milk from a lot of other animals that we eat. We eat bacon and pig, well, some of us. Why don't we drink pig's milk? And we couldn't get it, and like, we were discussing it. I mean, try figure it out before we go to old Google. But yeah, we couldn't. Google was giving us sort of mixed answers. Oh, it's a cultural thing. And I kind of thought of this as well, which was actually on the list of why we don't drink pig's milk, is they're just bloody hard to milk. Like cows and goats have been like selectively bred to have massive udders, so they're quite easy to milk. Pigs were never really bred for their milk, so they don't really have like big like they've got big hanging teats, but not really conducive of milking that well easily. And also, they get very, very upset when you try and milk them, so they're very hard to milk as well. But then I've thought of one as well. It's like, we eat duck eggs, goose eggs, chicken eggs, quail eggs. Why don't we eat turkey eggs? Weird. So there'll be things like this in those episodes, and we'll try to figure it out. And also he'll be quizzing me, and I'll be trying to answer the questions. So I reckon that'd be a cool like addition to the podcast. Something different. Maybe once every couple of episodes. But hell, if it goes well, we'll film it as well, and you can watch them on YouTube. So I reckon it'd be hell fun, but like pressure's on for me, mind you. I mean, normally I'm like pretty good, but that's why he's probably the best to do this, because he will come up with questions that will make me think and go, yeah, okay. Let's see if I can answer that one. All right. So, yeah, I reckon that'd be really cool. What else has been happening? We've got Christmas coming up. Man, our weather's being so fucking weird, and it's kind of pissing me off, to be honest. So we've had like, we're probably half a month into summer, and it started off real slow, like cold, well, not cold, but colder days. We had some like heat waves, and then we've got another heat wave coming up, when probably starting tomorrow, then all through the weekend, it's going to be like 40 degrees Celsius, 41 degrees. So like, 105 degrees in the old Fahrenheit metric. Um, and then it's dropping off, which fucking annoys the shit out of me because we've got Christmas coming up, and I love a hot Christmas. Love it. But it's going to be 25 degrees Celsius, which isn't cold, mind you, but it's just annoying. I like being hot and going in the pool because we go to my parents' house for Christmas and they got a big pool and stuff like that. Get in the pool and that. I love it. I love a hot Christmas. But this happened last year too, and I was very disappointed because we pretty much have two Christmases. So like Christmas Eve is my dad's side of the family have like a party. So we do Christmas with that side of the family. And then Christmas Day we do on my mum's side of the family, and like my mum and dad aren't divorced or anything. It's just, I don't know, those sides of the family don't get on, so just have two Christmases, which is really cool. I love it. And we have themes for our Christmas Eve parties, so every year there's like a different theme. This year's like Disney theme. So of course I'm going as the Beast. Mel's going as Belle. So, Beauty and the Beast. I pretty much don't have to wear a costume, but I will. And the funny thing is, I got a wicked Beast costume. Like, it's sick. Hell good mask, like the jacket, like everything. But there was a gap between where the mask ends and my jacket starts. And I'm a hairy son of a bitch. Like, practical joke hairy, right? And I was like, I need something to fill that gap. So, some fur. So I bought this like fur thing to put there. But my chest hair was furrier than the bit of fur I bought to cover that gap. So, yeah, crazy. But, if any good has come off having a cooler Christmas, it will be the fact that I won't be sweating my titties off wearing that full-blown costume. Because it's a thick costume, man. So if something good's come of that, that'll be it. But yeah, it's going to be fun. Don't feel very Christmassy this year. I don't know why. I've tried to make myself feel Christmassy. I'm putting on Christmas movie after Christmas movie, trying to get into it, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it's a thing where like the older you get, you don't really get into Christmas as much, but that can't be true because my brother and sister are they're both older than me. They are the biggest Christmas people ever. They love, obsessed with Christmas. So it can't be that. I don't know what it is. I have found the older I get, the later I start getting into the Christmas vibe. So I start getting into Christmas maybe a few days before Christmas rather than like a few weeks. So that might be it, And as well, I know what I'm getting for Christmas as well, so there's no real surprise. I don't really have anything surprising to open on Christmas, and so yeah, that might be it. Yeah, what else is going on? Yeah, I've been doing YouTube stuff. It's fucking hard, man. I'm kind of over it, to be honest. Something's got to give. There's a long story behind the YouTube. It wasn't really my idea to get it up and running. A guy who I've been, planning stuff with for years, reached out to me wanting to do the YouTube channel with me and sort of get the ball rolling and help me out and stuff. But which was great, we did get some good stuff going and I was enjoying it, certain aspects of it, but man, it is a tough thing to crack, that YouTube, eh? I've got other YouTube channels that have a few thousand followers and stuff like that, and that was from not trying at all. That was just uploading my full-length documentaries and things. They racked up subscribers. But we started a completely new one, and it was just hard going. Some of the for example, when I was in Bali, I went out to that abandoned theme park, and it was all overgrown with junk. I spent the best part of a day out there filming a vlog thing on it. Really cool if you haven't seen it, go on the YouTube and check it out. But it got like 100 views. I was like, man, I spent a day filming this for 100 views. This is not worth it. But every YouTuber will tell you, you just got to stick with it. It starts super slow. That happens with everybody. It starts slow and then builds up and builds up. But with this YouTube channel, the views were getting lower and lower. So basically, the contract I had with this dude was like 3 months. And we near enough got to the 3 months and was like, yeah, this isn't really worth it. So basically, I just started using my old YouTube channel, the one with like a few thousand subscribers, and just basically continued there. Like, I haven't uploaded on there for like years. So I was like, well, I've got 3,000 subscribers here. I might as well just continue with this YouTube channel. So I was getting the videos from the new YouTube channel and taking them over to my old YouTube channel and getting that one restarted. But it's been bloody tough. So yeah, if you haven't already, like, or if you have subscribed to the new channel, subscribe to my old channel, the Wild Mysteries one. I don't know how you'll find it. Maybe just look up Adam Thorne Wild Mysteries or something on YouTube and you'll see it, and then subscribe, because that's where all my new videos will be posted from here on out. And I've been working on this, and as well, I'll post the podcast videos once we start doing that as well. So if you want to watch me and my brother doing this stuff, yeah, subscribe to that channel, the Wild Mysteries one. But yeah, I've been working on this thing the last couple of days. It's very different, but I love it. I reckon it's super cool. It's like pretty much this one that I've been working on. It's like folklore stories, but I've been creating these like animations. So it's almost like a moving storybook, and then I'll narrate over it, and it's like super interesting. So this one's on the Boto, which is the Amazonian river dolphin, and the mythology behind it, how it turns into a man, seduces women, things like that. And it's got like, I've made full imagery for it. It's going to be like a really cool story. And I'll narrate it, and you can like, it's literally like watching a moving story. Like it took me so long to bloody do, like 2 full days to make the images and everything like that. So hopefully I'll have that up and running in the next few days. But I reckon I would watch that shit on YouTube, which I do. I watch all sorts of stuff like that. It's not necessarily in animals, but that like easy to watch bedtime stories kind of deal. So yeah, let me know what you think when once that comes available. Peach, stop barking, please, or getting angry. That's enough. You're being rude. Oh, what else is there? Yeah, I've been training in the gym. My own gym. Bloody loving it. Got all my... like every week I get a new piece of equipment in there, but honestly, it was the best thing I've ever done as far as like training-wise goes. And I will be making YouTube videos of like training videos, how to get into, shape for a jungle expedition or any expedition. Because my philosophy is, if you can get in good enough shape to survive a pretty harsh expedition, like in the jungle, then that body is going to serve you bloody well just in everyday life. Like, to be good enough to survive and thrive a jungle expedition, then holy shit, you are going to be amazed at what that body can do just in everyday life. Alright, so what I'm going to do is make some YouTube videos, some tips on, getting into shape, like functional shape. So not, try up your bench press, squat more weight. No, it's not going to be that. It's going to be like, grips, because grip strength, things like that, how to get a better grip strength, how to, work on standing up with power. People, the older they get, one of the main things and cause of mortality is leg strength. Because if you don't have leg strength and stability, you get older and you have a fall, that could be the end of you. So strong legs actually directly correlates with longer lifespan. My legs are good. My calves are shithouse. super skinny, but I've got big quads and they're strong, which is actually the most important part of your leg, like the most important thing. That's where your strength comes from. So just things like that, like, how to help your shoulders, like dead hanging, so hanging from a bar, how that can decompress your spine. And also like little tips as well, like, if you're getting chased by something, what movements will help you get away, get up trees, just things like that. You don't have to take it too seriously, like, it's not meant for people, that are under the impression they're going to be chased by a rhinoceros or something, but these movements and way of training will serve you well regardless, just in everything you do in life. So yeah, that's the plan right now. Oh, and I've got new merch on the biothorn.com.au website. I've got like mugs and shit now with the Thorns Jungle logo. So check that out. Go to biothorn.com.au and check out the merch. Some of it's pretty cool. All of it's cool. Man, my brother got a hot tub installed the other week. I had to help him carry it in. Now I'm held jealous, and I'll probably get one at my house now. I don't know why I randomly thought of that. I'm just looking outside at the moment. I'm like, oh yeah, there's a lot of room there. I could get a hot tub there. That's what's good about hot tubs. Yeah, they're a lot to maintain, it takes a bit, but you can use them year round. During the summer, you don't even have to heat it. You just go for a little sit down in some cold water. Then during the winter, you can heat it up and jump in and poach the eggs. The eggs meaning testicles. All right. Yeah, anyway. Actually, coming into this, I thought I had a lot more to talk about, but turns out I don't. When like you stand in the shower, or something, and you like have conversations in your head, and you're like, yeah, that'd be great for the podcast. Then I sit down and I'm like, I got nothing. I've got absolutely nothing. So I guess I should probably quit while I'm ahead. And then the moment I press stop on record, everything I wanted to talk about will come back to me. And you watch. And by then it'll be too late. It's like, when you just go for job interviews or whatever. You think it went well, then you leave the job interview and you're like, why the fuck did I say that? Or why didn't I say that? Or what, That's what happens every time I do a podcast. I press stop and I go, should have talked about that. Why didn't I talk about that? But, I think I covered the gist of it. It's just an update and, to let you know what the plans are for the podcast. And I reckon they're pretty cool plans, to be honest. But basically, for me to make this podcast worthwhile for me, all right, I need more listeners. I've got a decent amount of listeners, which is awesome, really cool. And I mean, without yous, I wouldn't even be making it. But in order for it to be worth my time, my brother's time, whatever, I need more listeners. And do you know what helps with that? Is rating the podcast. Like whether it's on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whatever it is, just give it a rating. Preferably 5-star would be great, but hey, completely up to you. But that really helps the podcast. It like pushes it up on algorithms and all that sort of crap. So more people can find it, more people can see it and listen to it. And that just motivates me to make more episodes, better quality, because let's face it, this episode's shit. Like, really bad. But, the more listeners, the more I'm like, well, we got to start taking this more serious and then filming it and uploading it on YouTube, all that sort of stuff. So if you haven't already rated the podcast, go ahead and do that now. If you haven't subscribed to it, subscribe to it. And let's get this podcast like doing good, like out there and doing bloody good. And because one thing that I really want to do is get this podcast like better, more frequent, regular, like solidly regular every week, or twice a week at least. And the only way to do that is to make it worth it. So please Rate the podcast. Anyway, I'm just trying to think when I can do another episode for next week because we've got Christmas. But I could do another episode on Monday or Tuesday. So keep your ears open and your eyes open for the notification or whatever you have for next week's episode, because I'll have it out early in the week, just before Christmas. And I might make like a Christmas episode. Yeah, that's what I'll do. A Christmas episode. Something about animals and Christmas and all that crap. But I'm going to have to think about it. Christmas, animals, things. The wheels are turning. The wheels are turning. So leave it with me. And I'll see you next time. Well, I won't see you, but I can pitch you as all sitting around listening. But I'll catch you next week, on the Christmas episode of Thorn's Jungle. Take care, everyone, and have a solid weekend. Peach, you're lucky I'm just finished.